Yes, 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 yes. Today I want to talk about police stops. Number one, police stopping. Police stop is what they call it. And whenever a police stop your vehicle or stop you, is what I want to talk about. Because number one, a police, you must know who you are, people, and you have to know who they are. Number one, I'm not a lawyer, not giving any legal advice here. Number one. Number two, I do not hate government. I love government. I respect government authority and dignitaries. I don't want this to be misunderstood that I'm speaking against authority. But what I'm speaking against is destructive authority. According to Declaration of Independence, 1776, July 4th, it says, if government becomes destructive, see, it's not my words. This is what Jefferson and all these founding fathers has penned and agreed. If government become destructive, it is the right of the people, you and I, people, to alter or abolish what they did. So I didn't say it, so don't get mad at me. So today I want to talk about government, customs, and practice. Keep in mind, customs and practice. It violates constitutionality. They are what you call prima facie laws, legalese, statutory laws. Each state instill these laws. We, the people, says nothing. Is what you call they become law. It's prima facie law, which means until challenge. They're laws to you until challenge. If they say something, it's laws unto you until challenge. You can challenge those laws. Number one, I am a man. You are a man. The Constitution says we the people. Fourth Amendment, the right of the people to be secure in their person. People have a person. Without unreason in their person, in their papers and effects, without unreasonable search or seizure, shall not be violated unless probably cause. Or you have a warrant on the place, it describes where you're going to search or seize. So you, Mr. Police Officer, any one of you authorities, hear this, understand, we know who you are. You are our public servant. My tax dollars from my paycheck every week. City tax, state tax, Fed tax, Social Security tax, unemployment tax. You can name these taxes that the government take to do what? To empower yourself. Empower you to come back out here and encumber me with laws. Commerce is what commercial laws that does not apply to a man. Now this is what Justice Tolman. Washington versus versus Port. He said it. A judge says that we are taking our tax dollars, paying you that's supposed to stay in the front of the gate and protect, secure, and benefit us. But you take the money and rob us. You empower yourself. So here goes the police stop. A police stopped you. Okay? Every man has the right to challenge his stop. Why not? Why not? What you stop me for, officer? We be nice and we be respectful. First thing, we want to establish his name. What is your name? And he have his tag and his badge. What's your name, sir? Sometimes they want to be rude. They don't want to answer. They ask you to give him driver's license registration. What is your name? You look for his name, so you make sure you want to call him by his name. John Doe, Officer John Doe. Is there a crime? They want to answer you. Put your window up and sit there and wait for him. Whenever you're ready to talk to me, sir, I know who, and you let them know, I know who you are, I know who I am. I am the people of America. You work for us. I don't work for you. My tax dollars provide a money so you can have a job, your gun, your clothes, your police vehicle, and you get a paycheck to take care of your family. When you come out here, have respect for the people. So when I ask you the question, First thing first is customer service. You answer me, sir. I'm not speaking to you in a disrespectful way. So when I ask you the question, is there a crime? You said no. Some of them, when I asked them, they said no. Well, sometime I ask some of them, they don't want to answer. They're rude. I ask you, is there a crime? No. Okay. No is the answer. Okay. So what seems to be the problem? He says, traffic infraction. Okay. Who does that apply to? Well, sir, I want your driver's license and registration. Okay. Do I have an obligation to give you such a thing? And you wait for them to answer. As the American people, you let them clearly know who you are. Keep rehearsing that to them. As the American people, do I have obligation to give you such a thing? And let him answer. Well, I'm sorry, if you don't give me driver's license, I'm going to pull you out your car, blah, 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 blah. There's two things you could do, sir. So, okay, you threaten me. You're intimidating. You're using intimidation. You have a gun and you're threatening me. Okay, I have no problem giving you the driver's license, but you understand I'm not volunteering and I'm not resisting you. So you get this driver's license, you got it by force and a threat that you're going to kill me just like you did George Floyd. You're going to murder me, so you're a murderer. All of y'all are murderers because the police that killed George Floyd and all the other black men that you've killed, they are representing you. And you come here talking, raising your voice at me and talking like that at me or telling me that you're about to kill me. He said, oh no, you're assuming. Well, welcome to the club. You're assuming that I'm a person and I'm assuming you're a murderer. Because that's what they're doing. They're assuming that you're a person. You must understand, people. Google it. Look up for the word driver. And it comes back. It could be Oxford Dictionary, Black Laws Dictionary. All of them in some way say the same thing. A driver is a person employed. I asked the police officer, what's a person? He says, what is a driver? He says, you're holding a steering. I say, holding a steering? Holding a steering? A traveler hold a steering. A motorist hold a steering. A driver? What is a driver? Black Laws Dictionary, what is a driver? Black Laws Dictionary, the very first word, a person. What is a person? People, you got to educate yourself, okay? With your Declaration of Independence. And remember, these founders were Christians, so-called pilgrim run from Britain to come to America and capture this land from the Indians, call themselves Christians. So they read the Bible. Genesis chapter 1 verse 26 and 27 says, God says, let us make man in our image and likeness, and let him have dominion over the birds, the bees, the flowers, the trees, the fishes, and the seas, but never over another human. So no police, a man has no power over me unless I consented and give it to you by waiving my human rights. And I never did. So they're assuming, though, that you did. You know how they assume that you did? They think you have a driver's license. See that driver's license? They crafty and cunningly induce the American people to get this permit. And you not knowing, you didn't get no due process. So now you get this piece of permit and they said you waived your rights. Because that permit there, look at the name. It's your name spelled John Doe in all capital letters. If you look up for the Black Laws Dictionary, straw man. In edition 6, it tells you, explain all the straw man from the day you were born. The name spelled in all capital letter is the social security name and number. And when they see that, you gave them that, they operating, like I says, in a law that's what called prima facie, customs and practices, that you gave them this, you gave it to them, you voluntarily gave it to them, and therefore you waive your human rights. You're not a human. You are a number. A number. That's all you are, a freaking number. And a number is a thing. It has no rights and no privilege unless we, the government, give it to you. And what we give to you, we can take back. And if you don't comply to us, we can shoot you down, throw your ass in jail, and that's it. Nothing said about it, because you are a number. That's what the government did and tricked the American people, and they condition your mind so long you think that, oh, that's your name. On the driver's license, the name spelling all capital letters, that's not you. That's a person. But nevertheless, the Fourth Amendment protects you. It says the right of the people, if you know who you are, that you are the people, to be secure in their person. But now let me tell you what they did. Here goes a case law. I think it's Mims versus State on Pennsylvania. But if you Google Mim versus State, read that little case law. It says a police can pull a person out of his automobile and it will be not violate the Fourth Amendment. Now you see how tricky that is? That is a con artist game. That is a straight up direct fraud and a con game. And it's a case law. How are you able to say they drag a person and it will not violate the Fourth Amendment? You now violate the Fourth Amendment. Why? The Fourth Amendment says the right of the people. You drag a person. How? How you drag a person out of their car? You know why? Because that sucker who went to court and they sue and lost the case, and that case law is there. State versus Mims. That man or woman that they caught, he gave them a license. And when you gave them a license, you waive your rights. Okay? So what do? Do you give them a license? Like I said, you don't give them the license. They force it from you. So when you go in your wallet and take it out, you let them verbally know, because they have a camera and they have a recorder recording it. Turn your camera on and let him know, I'm not giving you this license. I'm not volunteering. I'm afraid of you. You shoot me down like George Floyd. So I turned the license by force. You compel me, and I don't want you to kill me. I'm afraid of my life. Intimidation you're using, coercion. Look up for these words. And I hand you the license by force, by threat. That's how you give your driver's license to these suckers. Don't just stop giving your license to them like that. It's too easy. You're waiving your rights and you don't know that. These are our public servant, and your tax dollars pay his job, but he comes back out here and encumber you with more traffic fractions. And there goes your money. You already paid the taxes, but you should come again and pay surcharge and a fine for speeding on red light. Then who these tickets applies to? Let me tell you, I'm glad you asked. It's commercials. I'm going to say that again. Commerce! Tractor trailer, bus, taxi, you name all the vehicle on the roadway that using the roadway and making money. Are you doing merchandising? Are you making money when you're going about your life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, carrying your property in your automobile, going down the roadway from point A to point B? No! You're going about your life, your liberty, your pursuit of happiness, and you have to be free. This is America, home of the brave, land of the free. If I can't freely walk, freely ride my motorcycle, freely in locomotion, then this is not a home of the brave, land of the free. It's a damn lie. It's a freaking myth. They should throw the Constitution in the freaking garbage and call it totalitarian, dictatorship America, freaking tyrants. That's what you ought to call this country. A tyrannic state. Totalitarian. If you are not, then you ought not to force nobody out of their vehicle. If the man asks you the question and tell you that he's a man, he's a people. I am a man. I am a people. I ask you the question, is there any obligation for me to give you any license? And if he can't show you the law, tell him, have a wonderful day. Am I being detained? He gonna say no. Then if no, can I go, please? I'm going. He says no, you can't go. It can't be no. All of them cannot be no. It got to be yes. You ask, is there a crime? No. Am I being detained? Yes. And he says no. Can I go? No. Hold on, I'm not being detained. Not a crime, no. And I can't go, no. What do you do then? Well, let him know. Well, I'm going to invoke my Fifth Amendment rights. The Fifth Amendment right says I have the right to remain silent. Anything I say shall be held against me. So the Fifth Amendment protects me. Since you won't protect me, the Fifth Amendment protect me immunity. I shut my mouth from there on zipper. And he could stand there talking, yapping all he wants, call his friends, and they're going to gang up on you, come around your car. They'll try to bust your window and take you out the automobile. If you want, he'll unlock your door. He pull you out and cuff you, yada, yada, yada. Don't say a word. Don't say a word. Let him take you back. Don't say another word. He take you to the precinct. They did me more than once. Take me to the precinct. So what? And guess what? Nothing come out of it. Let me go. And then they want me to come to court. But guess what they would like you to do? They want me to use an attorney. No, thank you. Why not use an attorney? Don't need one. I'm not inadequate. I'm not incompetent. I know how to read. The same laws you have, I read the part that protects the people from you. Destructive government is the fact. What you did, you are reading the part that protect you and make me pay you. That's the part you're reading. But I read the part that protects me from destructive tyrants like you. And that's what I'm going to court with. And you know what they're doing when they meet with me? They're telling me about court date, but they haven't set it up. You know why they don't want to set it up? Because they saw that I'm coming to a trial by myself. I don't need an attorney. They're a little con artist club member. All of them is a con artist. An attorney is in the bar of association. When you behind bars, you can't do nothing to me or the judge. You can't do nothing to the judge for me. What am I paying you my money for? Get out the bar. I want a free man who can go up to the judge and tell him, what crime have he committed? Who did he kill? Where he steal from? There's only three things Jesus says in John chapter 10, verse 10. The thief come to kill, steal, destroy. American Constitution says the same thing. You only can lock up a man and give him capital punishment or whatever. Kill, steal, and destroy. Who did I kill? Who did I steal from? What did I destroy? Where's the property? Bring the item come that I stolen. You don't have it? Traffic infraction is for commerce. It's for commerce. People who are making money using the roadway. I am not. I'm a people. I'm traveling on the roadway. According to even Congress says it. The right of the people to travel on the roadway and the citizen to carry their property. Driver's license registration is not necessary. I never said it. Go back and read Judge Tolman. Justice Tolman said that. Washington versus Port, and a whole lot of laws said that. Now, another problem I want to say to you. So I said that to the police, right? Fifth Amendment. When I invoke the Fifth Amendment, they go, well, I'm gonna charge you for obstruction of justice. Oh my God, that's another one. Obstruction of justice. That is the very common one they do. Anytime you gave them the Fifth Amendment, anytime you give him the Fifth. That make immune. You made you immune. You have to give him nothing. I'm going to charge you for obstruction of justice. You know what I said to them? Oh, so you want to punish me for abiding by a law? Is there a law that says you can punish me for abiding by a law? That's number one. And then I gave them the case law. Miller versus U.S. The exercise of a constitutional right cannot be turned into a crime. So therefore, what you're doing, you are the criminal now. You are the criminal, Mr. Police Officer. Is what I'm going to charge you in the Supreme Court. I'm going to sue you personally. Your wife and your children at home will be involved into this because that's what you call deprivation of rights. 42 UFC 1983 is what I'm going to charge you for. Deprivation of rights. You depriving the American people of freedom and the exercise of my human rights. To shut up and not give you anything, and you say you want to charge me obstruction of justice. Obstruction of justice basically say you withhold evidence from the police. Where is the evidence? Evidence means there is a crime, and you just told me there is not a crime. That means you're a damn dummy. You didn't go to school, you stupid Ed. I asked you first thing first, is there a crime? You said no. Driver's license registration. Fifth Amendment tell me I am immune. Well, I'm going to charge you for obstruction of justice. You're not smart, police. You're not a smart police. That tells you how dumb you guys are. Because you just said there is no crime. And if there's no crime, I have the right to remain silent. And you're going to charge me for obstruction of justice. You're just saying that that's what obstruction of justice means. You withhold evidence from the police or interfere with authority administration. Where did I interfere with your administration? Where? I'm going about my life. Liberty in pursuit of happiness. You want to claim that I run a red light or I make a turn with no signal. That's traffic infraction that applies to commerce. So therefore, finally, everybody, this is what you ask them. Provide me in a courthouse. You ask them the same thing and never move. Stay right there. Provide me proof of your claims. They're making the claims. Provide a proof of your claims with evidence that you, my public servant, has legal and lawful authority as my public servant to bother me, to encumber me with all these commercial laws. Show it to me. I want the evidence. In the court, when you go to the judge, don't use no attorney. Stand in front of him, ask the police the question. Provide it to me. He can't provide it. You know what the judge said? This is what happened to me too with the judge. After it's all said and done, they stood there looking like dummies because they don't want to say nothing, because what you're doing is exposing their little prima facie garbage line. According to 18 USC 1001, Department of Justice have said, legislative branch, judicial branch, any agency under this jurisdiction, cover up, concealment, schemes, lying and trickery, using words to trick people, and inducement of a contract, inducing you and try to put you through procedure to make you pay. That's about 4 years in jail and $1 million fine. And if they find that you conspire together, the police conspire with the judge, all of them conspire together, that's terrorism against the American people. That's 10 years in jail or more with several $1 million fine to the judges and the police. If we call Department of Justice, did you see what they locked up that police that killed George Floyd? Department of Justice. When they brought it to their attention and showed the practices of our public servant, his ass is gone to jail. And that's what I'm talking about. These public servants, they don't want to hear this kind of talk because it exposes them. And I'm not, again, I want to repeat myself. I do not hate government. Our public servants are there to protect, secure, and benefit us. We need them. I do need them. I pray for them. God Almighty knows. I think it's 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 1 all the way to 4. It says to pray for them, pray for kings and them that are in authority. Why? That we may lead a quiet and peaceable life in all godliness. For God Almighty is able to make all men be saved and come to the knowledge of Jesus Christ. That is what I prayed every day for you. So how could I come around here and then speak bad against you? No, I speak against destructive government. Why? Because John the Baptist did it and he was a prophet of God, and Jesus did. He says, satisfy with your wage. Stop extorting people. That's for you, taxation too. Okay, these IRS extortion. A lot of these criminal programs that the government have, they're criminal. There's more of them to talk about, but you know, time is going. I'm going to shut it down right here. But I want to say police stop. This one called police stop. Anytime police stop you, be respectful to them. Look for his name. Call him by his name. Officer John Doe. How is your day? Why is the stop? Is there a crime? He don't want to answer you. Driver's license, police registration now. Wind your window up and look us straight ahead. He keep talking to you. Wind your window back right there down, not all the way down. Your officer, John Doe. Please, sir, I'm asking the question. Is there a crime? Eventually, he's going to have to tell you no. Okay, that's all I want to know. It's not a crime. Good. So what seems to be the problem, sir? Traffic infraction, or he might not want to tell you. Some of them, one of them didn't want to tell me. Well, I'll let him know. I'm not volunteering to give you any information according to the Fifth Amendment, sir. No, it's my Fifth Amendment. Well, I'm going to charge you for obstruction of justice. Oh, Miller versus U.S. case law says that the exercise of a constitutional rights cannot be turned into a crime. That's what you're doing? That's what you're doing, sir? I exercise my Fifth Amendment to be silent, not to say anything or give you anything. Because I asked you, there is a crime, and you said no. So what you going to do? You going to force me? Because I'm scared of my life right now. You threaten me, you have a gun, and you're going to kill me. You're going to murder me. Or if you're a black man, you let them know too. It may be racial profiling why you pull me over. See, you got to pull all of these cards because he don't want to tell you why he stopped you. It's racial profiling. I said it to one police officer. She go, no, it's not. Then what it is? It's racial profiling. Oh no, it's racial profiling. I asked you why you stopped me. Racial profiling. They don't want to say it's a traffic infraction. Traffic infraction only applies to commerce. I got to go. Y'all be blessed. Be educated.